Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of I Am Legion for Dying Light 1 and 2. My name is Jason the Creator, and I'm here with the latest update for the mod. This is showcasing the new and improved Insanity difficulty, and I wanted to show this off because combined with the new weapons that I'm working on right now, this is actually going to be my new favorite way to play the game. So the enemies are actually aware of your presence as you move around the map, and they will be hunting for you, but I've also updated them to have issues with climbing certain buildings, so you can get really fun encounters where their physics will actually trip them up, so you have a lot of bodies falling from the buildings as you go. I've also reactivated all of the interior spawns, so there was a lot of issues going with the 1.15 update, and so I have updated that to be able to properly load in and get all of those custom spawns working as expected now inside the game. So with this latest version, you're going to need to keep moving inside the world. You can't expect that the world will slow down for you, and the ragdolls are actually a lot of fun to watch, but these different patrols will actually have a lot of challenges now. So this is going to be 1.6 pre. I'm not finished with it, so this is kind of a sneak peek as I continue to develop. But the idea is that here in the future, for the Insanity difficulty, you will actually have to work really hard to survive inside the environment, especially if you're playing with co-op. This should be a good blend. So we have a couple of new modules coming in the future as well to help support this idea of kind of a modern shooter from Dying Light to how we can start to get some of the modern mechanics into the game and start to enjoy this in co-op with our friends. So let's go a little higher and just showcase. So the enemies will actually start to try to get to the player now. So before, they basically were not aware of your presence above a certain level, but now you can see if you actually watch the map, they're constantly hunting and looking around for different victims to kill, and so nobody is just idly standing around. They're actively hunting, and the best way to defend yourself is by using camouflage. So this is possible. When I was doing the balancing, you can actually play the quest missions in Insanity. It's not completely unplayable, but you're going to need to use camouflage and also use stealth to your advantage as much as possible. So crouching and using silent takedowns is kind of the preferred way to play. Especially if you're trying to get through some of these quest missions, as the world as you can see it is pretty much just complete chaos. I'll keep showcasing some of these new weapons. I've rebalanced some of the damages as well to actually be more accurate to how I want to play. And while we were playing, I'll talk to you guys some of the weird things that's been going on. So they've added a lot of things here for the FOV. So I was following kind of some of the discussion that I was reviewing on the Dying Light server, and they basically have added some things to help with the FOV for the player, so different resolutions will get the same FOV on the player. That's fine, outside of the fact that it pretty much makes all of the custom armor for the mod have an offset, and so it's very difficult to currently support that. What I've done is for those of you who have missed it, the Infinity Designer has been released to the public. I've not added it to the Nexus yet, as it's still getting playtesting done by the users on Discord. If you'd like to get access to the Infinity Designer, you can get access to that through the Discord. I'll also add a link here if you're interested in using the new Infinity Designer. Would love your guys' feedback on that. It's new, it's got a lot of things, a lot of potential, and it's going to continue to evolve over time. So I look forward to hearing from you guys on that. And with this new balancing, please let me know what you guys think of this new play style. This is definitely more of how I would prefer to play the game, and so I'm getting a little bit more of that into it. I've had to pull a lot of my custom biters and different enemies from the game after this latest update, but don't worry, they'll be coming back shortly, and so I'll be working on redesigning those here very soon. And combined with this new insanity difficulty, should be a pretty good time to play in the game, especially with friends. I have been watching a lot of the videos to see your guys' feedback on the latest versions of the game, and I am sorry to see so many people report that co-op is fairly buggy right now. And so hopefully there'll be fixes coming out for that here in the future. I didn't actually check the change logs today when they release this latest version, but hopefully that's something they're continuing to work on. I don't have on this playthrough. I don't actually have the actual aim down sights unlocked, so I can't actually show you guys aiming down sights. I've made a lot of changes to the AI so far. I still get some weird behavior from them with the pathing. So as you kind of saw there, that's still kind of common inside the system. But I am working on trying to make that less prevalent. The issue is that basically I'm using some of the code for the virals, and so it doesn't play well with the stop and start timing on how far they walk each time, and so I have to continue to kind of balance for how far they can move each time using that animation state. But kind of a sole focus on this last update was trying to bring the battle to the rooftops. So previously, once you actually got up here, you didn't have to worry as much about the guys down below. This latest update is to try to counteract that to where the enemies are actively scaling the buildings, similar to Dying Light 1, and will actually make everywhere you go a challenge, or at least that's the hope. There's definitely a few places on here that they still can't reach. So there are some safe zones, if you will, out here that I won't give away the different ones. I'm sure you guys have found a lot of them. But I am also trying to work to improve that as well so that in the future you guys can enjoy the game with some fluid movement throughout the play and also have them actually chase you throughout the world. I'm going to actually go ahead and die here. I've done 8 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and die so that you guys can see what night looks like. And like I said, you can see here, I mean, you can definitely parkour through the spaces. I mean, the AI is getting better, but for people who really enjoy shooter games and parkour, you should be fine. I wanted to show you guys this. So some of you may remember on the flamethrower, it would randomly get this state where when you'd fire, it wouldn't fire properly. The fire wouldn't actually emit properly. That bug actually showed up in this shotgun. So you can see here that even though I'm using their shotgun, it's the audio is kind of glitching and the effects. So similar to what happened with the flamethrower. It's like a timing thing where I've turned this into an auto shotgun. This is my new thug. If you guys think this is a bug as far as like how they sound, it's not. It's actually just a biter that does a lot more damage. Alright, I'll let him kill me so we can go to night really quick. Alright, 5 at dusk. So some of the additional changes, so with pre coming up, or 1.6 coming up, I've got a lot of great changes that are heading your guys' way. So been kind of waiting for Techland to finish their update cycles. 1.15 really broke a lot of things on the back end, and so with the amount of challenges on optimization, on rendering, crashes, save game data being corrupted, I wanted to give it a second before actually continuing on with development. I do have an exciting roadmap that I'll be sharing with you guys soon, showing what's coming this year. So I'll continue to work on development so that you guys can enjoy the latest and greatest features. And so stay tuned for more on that. I'll be sharing here soon. I do really like the new firearms. I actually think they did an excellent job on these. Still some little audio things, as you can hear there. It just kind of cuts out randomly. And I see that I've actually got this audio lowered where I've been doing the development video, so I apologize. Crank that up a little bit. If you guys also didn't see, so Bub actually released a new mod as well. Huge shout out to that creativity. Looks awesome, and excited to work with him to get a compatibility mod put together for it so that you guys can enjoy insanity difficulty and the new guns. You can see there, that's where I've increased the timing on the weapon, so there's little timing things that are going to have to be worked out as far as customizing these weapons to get them to respond how I want. So for this pistol, this is the hair trigger pistol, and it's mainly the focus is making the reload faster and then also making the fire time faster. So that you can kind of get in those quick pray-in sprays and keep moving. So I have set with this latest version, I've set it up to where, I shouldn't have been on the ground when this happened. I'm dead. Yeah. So at nighttime you don't want to be on the ground, especially with camouflage not on. Let's go ahead and try that again. So one of the things that we discovered with after the 1.15 update is that there are a large number of people reporting different experiences with spawns based on their save game. So different save games will have different results as far as what's spawning, what's not spawning. I'm not sure if this is some Boolean value that they put in there, where basically like has to be activated to properly get the spawns to work. So I would highly recommend, if you've got weird things where you're not seeing biter or you're not seeing virals, you're not seeing screamers, I got distracted. Please make sure to try different saves to see if the problem is solved just by trying the different saves. That's one of those things where without a save game, you don't really know what's going on with it. But after extensive testing with the different save games that people have provided me, thank you again for everybody who sent me a save game. I can say that I believe it's something that's being baked into the save data, which I wish I knew more about that system, but still learning as I go. Even without aiming down the sight, you can still get some pretty good gameplay out of shooting these guns without seeing down the sights. So as you can hear, as I run here, the whole world is pretty much aware of my presence because they're smelling me and running after me. You just can't see the amount of them that are running towards the building until you really start to slow down. But everybody down there is trying to climb up these buildings to get to me. So it's kind of like you're in a constant state of chase without actually being in a chase. So with this latest version, I have updated it to where all special infected do see you and smell you at a much higher level. So whether that be demolishers, whether that be the virals, the banshees, the goons, the only ones I didn't do were things like the chargers, because basically I want to leave those to where they're still kind of less common enemies, that when you run into them they have a kind of that narrow vision. But for most of these, you're going to want to use camouflage as you're running away. So even in the, like, when you're in a chase, when you're just exploring the map, it's definitely more fun to play with friends if you're trying to hold out or do a quest, just because the world is going to try to slaughter you pretty much non-stop here. Please forgive my aim. And it looks like once you experience the audio bug, so I'm getting like an audio bug here where it glitched out. So it's not just the flamethrower right now that's glitching. So it's like a fire rate issue. Once it's fired over a specific rate, you can kind of see that the audio in general is now kind of just messed up for the firearms. And so my guess is that they were aware of that, and that may have had to do with some of the balancing that's in there as is. So, all right, guys, look forward to your feedback. Look forward to hearing your comments. You can now download this latest version 1.6 pre on the Nexus and through the launcher. Hope you guys enjoy the update. Stay tuned for the 1.6 release. Happy gaming.